Crusader Kings 3 is meant to be stopped at 1453, a time which you can easily get to in 4 hours if you play on Speed 4 in Observer mode. In this video, I let the game run for 5 days, breaking any semblance of real-life logic as the medieval age never ends, even thousands of years in the future. It's impossible to make any predictions on any specific nation, house, or religion this far into Crusader Kings 3. Literally anything can happen. I can predict though that after a certain time, borders will absolutely break down and this world is going to become an absolute mess. In this video, I'm going to take advice also and increase plague frequency to being often and increase Black Death frequency to unlimited. This way lag will be a lot less extreme just due to characters dying off more often. Alright, let's let the game run till the usual game end. Alright, it's time for 1453, which is when the game usually ends, and the world is definitely a lot more split apart than last time. This is obviously due to plagues, most likely. I don't know how many times the Black Death has gone around. If I had to guess, maybe 4 times. I've honestly never played it with that feature on before, so taking a look at the world, I would say the most impressive guy right now is actually this guy down here, in the Lahurids. Almost 70k troops, he's doing pretty good for himself, 99 counties. But other than that, I've noticed that all 3 of these African states over here are actually Catholic. They were probably all formed due to Crusades, if I had to guess. Andalusia is owned by the Basques, and actually the majority of Iberia is owned by the Basques. So that's pretty cool. It's the good ending. Aquitaine is still owned by the Carlings. I'm not too surprised that the Carlings are still kicking. The Carlings are also in France, England, and Lotharingia. They're sticking around a little bit longer. Sardinia was pretty big at one point, and they're still decently sized, I'd say. And I've noticed that his Italian house actually rules over Norway too, so that's pretty funny. This Baltic Empire came out of nowhere and was doing super good. But it's probably over. Only 3k troops this far in is just asking for death. The Duchy of Bar is trying to take him over. Poland isn't doing too good. Bohemia is doing actually really good this game. It's pretty rare to see Bohemia move out of its de jure borders. Wallachnia's troop count is like unreasonably high. Oh, that's why. He has 30k mercenaries. That's insane. The Byzantines have fallen, and in its place is basically anarchy. Nobody really stands out, I'd say. Nobody really at all. This little kingdom over here is a custom kingdom, and it's pretty cool. Georgia's doing Georgia things. This one, Barun Khanate, is just the Tulanids in a mask, and it's basically the same for this guy here. All it basically is Sicily in a mask. Nobody really stands out in the southern half of Africa besides Yorubaland. After this recent crusade for Jerusalem, the Arabian Empire is falling apart. Nobody else really stands out on this side of the map besides him, of course, like I said. Religions is pretty interesting right now. So, obviously, Catholicism dominates. They stretch from Siberia all the way to Morocco. They're doing super good. Orthodoxy is basically dead. Nestorian must have been the Mongol Empire's faith, and Nestorian is doing decent enough, I'd say. A lot better than usual. Asharism's still doing good, and the rest of the world is just disgusting in religions. Persia has been massacred over here. It's disgusting. So yeah, I guess the next time I'll see you guys is when a full day goes over. Oh my god, these borders are hideous. So in one day, we've basically speedrun my 3-day video where everybody follows one faith and the borders are just absolutely hideous. This time everyone's Buddhist and oh my god, look at that lag. I don't know why it's that laggy, but okay. I'm pretty sure this happens because of a legend you can get and just everybody converts for some reason. So that's kind of sad. No more interesting faith shenanigans going on anymore. Taking a look at the people on the map, I would say this person's the most impressive. Almost 400k troops. And as you can see, just like the last video I did, everybody has maxed out physical traits. I'm not too surprised by that revelation, honestly. That happens every single time. The Empire of the Canaries is a new one. I'm pretty sure if you play in the Canaries, you get an event where you can actually turn the Canaries into a kingdom. So he must have did that, and then just formed an empire title. That's super cool. Italia is owned by the Carlings. Britannia is owned by the Carlings. This one, Persian Kingdom, is owned by the Carlings. We have a Mongolic guy ruling over Sweden and Denmark and just Scandinavia, really. Another Carling in Novgorod. We have this Byzantine Empire-like guy ruling over here. This one kingdom has been independent for a very long time. I don't know how they're still just independent and thriving. And then of course we have some pretty cursed cultures here. Sicilo-Permian, which is like the most random culture I've ever seen. We have some Dano-Arpitans here. Greco-Palabian. Mashriki-Mongol. I would say Permo-Basque is my favorite, though. That one's definitely my favorite. Imagine the journey that had to be done to make this culture a thing. And then, of course, empire titles are breaking down in just sense, really. Kaneem Bornu's hideous. Francia is disgusting. Look at that. Oh my god. Everything is an absolute mess. So, yeah. I guess I'll see you guys at 10 a.m. tomorrow. My only prediction for this is that borders are probably going to be more consolidated. I also think that Buddhism will not be kicked out. Buddhism is going to remain a prominent religion for the entire game. But yeah, anyways. So I know that I stopped a little bit earlier than I said I would. I have stuff to do, so I can't just wait till 10 a.m. So 8:30 will have to do. And the borders just aren't getting better. I don't know why they aren't getting better, but it's still just absolutely disgusting. Literally nobody looks good on the map except Lotharingia, maybe. But that's it. Everyone else's borders are horrible. And I don't know how much of that is because of me increasing plague, just frequency, I don't know. It shouldn't be too much from that. I think the main reason is just that the world follows one faith. So a lot of inheritance shenanigans go on just due to that. I don't know why it's so laggy when I look at religions. There's only one on the map, so you'd think it'd be super quick. I guess not. Apparently an Asturian province still exists though. Wait, what? What happened here? So this province was a thing at one point, but for some reason it just doesn't exist anymore on the map. Why is that a thing? Like, how did that even happen? This dude died in 1447, and his house goes back super far, so that province was owned throughout history, I guess. But now it's just gone. Definitely not supposed to be there, but interesting regardless. Taking a look at the map, we obviously have 2 great powers, and then like 4 to 5 minor powers. Castile definitely has a troop advantage over him though. Almost 750 compared to just 375. The discrepancy in troop count definitely shows how big these provinces are over here, compared to how tiny the provinces are over here. He has 582 counties compared to Castile's 1,200. So Castile definitely has the advantage. They're actually at war. Whoa. If Castile wins this, or I guess when Castile wins this, half the world, or I would actually say 75% of the world, will be owned by one guy. We could actually see a world conquest here. I didn't think it was possible, but it actually could be possible. All Castile has to do is not die, and he should be able to consolidate the entire world. Just using subjugation CBs. It should be possible. If a world conquest happens, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I said I'd let it run for 5 days, but if the world's owned by one guy, I mean, what's gonna really happen? I'm gonna let the game run for 2 days while nothing happens, you know? Taking a look at the smaller guys, we have Britannia over here, who's ruled by a Ukrainian, or actually Turkic, French hybrid culture, and it's still owned by the Carling. If I had to say, there's no chance that the Carlings die this game. There's just no shot. They're way too dominant on the map for that to happen. Naturally, Britannia doesn't own the majority of the Isles. England is free. So is Lancaster, who's a kingdom-level guy. Lotharingia is owned by the Carlings also, and they're fending off 2 subjugation wars. We'll 100% win these wars just due to the troop discrepancy. I mean, just look at this troop advantage. Champagne has no shot. Lithuania is owned by just Norwegian culture. No hybrid or nothing. At this point, I would have figured that there would have been no unhybrid cultures, so good for them, I guess. Taking a look at cultures, like I said, everything's a mess, disgusting. Nothing looks good. I don't see any ones that are too interesting. Oh, besides Basque or Aria. Aria's from all the way over here, and it's in Basque country now. What? Savoyard Catalan's a pretty cool one. Kingdoms don't look that bad, honestly. They still make some kind of sense. Besides Croatia, who owns Persian lands over here. You gotta love how it looks kind of normal, especially for this far in the game. Besides Croatia. Empire titles, though, are a different story. They don't really look that good. They really don't. I would say my personal favorite is the fact that there's 2 empires of Mongolia, and one of them just exists in, like, Aragon over here. Just perfect sense being made. Taking a look at Dev, having constant plagues and having the Black Death come back once in a while is definitely keeping development kind of at check. But yeah, I could just go on and on about this. The feudal system has somehow beat out clans. I think last video I did, clans definitely just beat out feudal instantly. Feudal was gone in like a day, but feudal is still kicking around. So good for them. I guess that's it for now. And I'll see you guys at maybe 10 a.m. tomorrow. Who knows? So yeah, I kind of went over my time a little bit. I'll definitely be able to do it at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Definitely. This world is actually strangely beautiful in just colors now. It's like just paint splatters all over a canvas or something. It's pretty cool looking. Once you're taking into context though that these are borders, it kind of becomes a little bit less beautiful though. So taking a look at the world's now split between 4 major entities in like the most random grouping possible. In the Barun Khanate, Castile, Croatia, the Byzantine Empire, and Tartaria. Just like the most random 4 nations I could pull out of a hat. They're the major powers. 2 of those are still owned by the Carlings, and the Maghreb's owned by the Carlings as well, without a single province in the Maghreb. Nice. Honestly, at this point, if you were hoping for like a different religious revival, I'd kind of give up. I don't think any major religion is going to pop out at all. The world is destined to be Theravada Buddhism for the rest of time. I don't know if I like this save more than the previous one. I think I actually do like it more. In the last one, duchy level rulers like this guy were just uncommon. There's guys that are county level tier, still free. Like that was something that just wasn't happening at all. That one guy that was free up here is still free. Just some wasteland province like a nuke went off over here or something. I'm personally rooting for Croatia at this point. They came out of nowhere. Croatia is just the most cursed kingdom so far. Taking a look at cultures, things are definitely not getting better by any means. We are 3 days in. I don't expect the borders to get any better. In my last 3-day video, borders actually looked somewhat decent, I'd say. This kingdom map mode is terrible. I love it. The kingdom of Yemen has completely swallowed up Abyssinia and Nubia, and it is just disgusting. Cairo's an absolutely horrible looking kingdom. Poland has horrible borders. Novgorod has horrible borders. Pomerania owns a little bit in just Eastern Europe, like Belarus over here. Wallachia has quickly become my favorite kingdom on the map due to this border gore. Italy is a single duchy. Delhi's borders are beautiful. The empire map isn't much better by any means. The HRE is still around. I don't think they've been around like on the map for over 1,000 years, so good for them. I don't know how they've lasted on the map, just de jure existing. Tartaria looks pretty cool. Definitely the best looking empire on the map right now, by far. I guess I'll see you guys at 10 a.m. on the dot tomorrow. And just like I said, I'm here on the dot. For some reason, the empires just come and go. I don't know why, but I think it's super cool. I just skimmed through the time lapse and there was like a Bengal empire over here. There was like a kingdom or empire of Montague too. In the end though, we still have the 2 dominant empires in Castile and then Tartaria. So I guess that just goes to show you the quality of land really matters. Even though India has the best quality land usually, just like in vanilla. All this like Tibetan land, Mongolian land, like just Siberian land, doesn't really matter that much. All these lands over here are super easy to just scale up and make super strong. Well, look at that. I don't know what that was. What's the deal with that? What is going on here? The world is falling apart. That is pretty interesting. The game is falling apart at this point, just collapsing, I guess. I'm honestly pretty surprised that my game hasn't crashed at all yet. I've let the game run for like 12 hours straight and nothing's happened. So, that's pretty nice. Somehow out of every empire that existed last time, the Maghreb somehow still exists. And then we have the Carling house ruling Kemek over here. Half the world's owned by the Carlings, the other half by this like Indian house over here. Theravada Buddhism will never go away. I figured I'd just show it. I really can't even scroll. It is so bad. I need to get out of this. Nothing too different in the culture department at all, really. We are definitely seeing hybrid cultures of maybe even hybrid cultures on top of that. Like this one here is a hybrid culture of 2 different hybrid cultures. Who of them is self or of hybrid cultures? In the kingdom map, nothing is too different. Same with empires really, but Castile has definitely expanded their empire tier of just dominance. Basically, the entirety of Africa falls under Castile's de jure title. But if I had to guess an ending to this, I think Castile's probably going to come out on top. The Empire of Tartaria just doesn't stand a chance, but anything could happen. Castile could face a dissolution faction and just completely crumble. Like as soon as I unpause, it could happen. So I'm not going to hold my breath and say that this is one, but it could be one. I forgot to mention Iceland too, by the way. Good for them. The only free duchy on the map is Iceland. But anyways, yeah, let's do this. Alright, so quick pause. I just looked over my computer, and as you can see, Castile is probably going to do a world conquest here. I think this here is the main reason why the borders didn't look that good, is that kingdom level guys keep on trying to subjugate empire tier guys, and it makes absolutely horrible borders. Please do it, please. I need to see this happen. I would say that in this world, there were periods of mass consolidation and just decentralization. And I think we're going through a decentralization period right now. Castile completely collapsed like I said they could have. They definitely did. They don't even exist anymore. The Carlings have definitely dropped their spot in just global dominance. This house over here, the Hakkamids, have just taken over just Asia, basically. They are super weak though in troop count. Even Nubia has higher troop counts, and they have 335 counties. Chagatai has 897. The Hakkamids are on level with West Slavia, who has 87 counties. Britannia is probably the worst looking empire on the map by far. Delhi would have been the worst looking one, but they're actually a kingdom. So Delhi's definitely the worst looking kingdom on the map. Mesopotamia is owned by the Hakkamids, and Delhi's owned by the Carlings. Basically, every European guy on the map is a Carling. It's really hard to say that anybody stands out in any specific area, because everybody's basically global. Everybody has their fingers just all over the map. Nubia is by far the strongest quote-unquote African empire on the map. The Barun Khanate is in the process of dying, or just splitting apart even more. Yep, everything's still Buddhist. Let's get out of that. This one county over here is still barren. It has 88 dev though, so good for them. In kingdoms, we have a few more interesting things. The Kingdom of the Canaries are dotted all over the place. Anatolia has disgusting borders. England does too. Their borders are horrible. Croatia and Wallachia still control parts of the Middle East. Oh my god. The Byzantine Empire has de jure just Mongolia for some reason. I don't think Croatia's expanded their hold over here. They might have just a few duchies maybe, I don't know. Same with the Tagskol Khanate. They haven't existed for a very long time. The Persian Empire is just Arabia, really. Just the Arabian Empire. Abyssinia has super nice borders, look at that. I can tell you who doesn't have nice borders though. Italy. Italy does not have very nice borders. Apparently this has been around for a little bit, but Moroccan culture formed in Iberia in 1637. I don't know why I love that so much, but I love it. We have this Yemeni culture that blended with an Indian one. I mean, I can't even really go over it all. I could really talk about the culture map all day. And yeah, this is what happens if you let CK3 run for 5 days straight. Let me know if you have any other ideas for videos, and thank you for watching.